Hello, Leo. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the Gendron Tarot. The Gendron, yes. And it's by Melanie Gendron. Website, usgamesinc.com. The website's still around. I don't know if this deck is, though. Supportive Oracle Cards. Energy Oracle Cards by Sandra Ann Taylor. Am I excited for you already? Websites are Hay House websites. I'm distracted. Like, all of a sudden, I'm really distracted. Wow. The Hay House websites, there they are. Feel free to freeze frame if you want any of them. There's also Hay House Radio. It's on the back here somewhere. And there's a picture of Sandra if you're interested. Like, why am I, like, I feel like I just, all of a sudden, I'm all over the place. I'm like, I got everything going on. What's up with that? Like, there's a lot. I feel like there's a lot all over the place. All over the place. Now, Leo can be very busy. I gave you that. But usually you have it like you just... I don't feel like you get flustered. I just feel like you do. I just feel like you get it done. Like, am I wrong? Like, you guys don't give yourself a chance to get flustered. You're just like, well, it needs to be done. There you go. That's it. But I'm, like, feeling this... like, I'm going all different directions. All different directions. Like, are you succeeding with it? But you're succeeding. If this is true for you, you're succeeding with it. So, what's up with this energy? Is it me, or what is up with that? There's a lot going on. Moving forward, a lot moving forward. Trying to do what's right. Trying to stay on point. Five of Swords, not sure if it's even worth it. Seven of Major Arcana, which is the Chariot card. You're very loyal to whatever it is going on, and you're just kind of like, well, it's not going to fail because of me. And it's not. You're fighting to make something work out, but there's certain things that you just, even you can't overcome. I know Leo has a very dynamic energy, and if there's a way for it to succeed, you'll probably make it succeed, but there's like, whatever this is, I feel like you're just making sure it doesn't fail because of you. But there's only so much you can do. What is happening here? Something, I think the next phase is coming in, and it's not bad. I don't think it's bad for you. But it's on somebody else to figure out what they need to do. The next phase is coming either way. You're working, like, you're pushing every button. You're doing everything you could possibly do. I almost feel like this might be what this reading is about for you. Kind of like you are doing anything and everything you could possibly do. There's only so much you can do, and, like, you're doing the best you can. And if somebody's trying to play a little mental game with you, even if it's innocently, how do you say that? So, certain people grow up and they just learn these mental games, and they don't even address them as mental games. It's just how they grew up, and they think that's how the world works. I don't know how to explain that better, but sometimes people play games, mental games, and they don't realize they're doing it because they literally grew up feeling like that's just how you do it, if that makes sense. Because somebody might be playing a mental game with you, maybe more on the innocent side. That's touchy. You decide for yourself if you think they don't realize what they're doing. Because I feel like whoever's doing this to you, it seems like there's an emotional weight that's being put on you, trying to make you feel like you're not doing enough or that you're failing at something. And in truth, it may be one of two things. Either they're the one who's failing. It could be them. Or you just don't match with this person. Sometimes that's just what it is. Sometimes, like, there's a lot of different types of people out there. Some people are more emotional. Some people are more analytical. You got a lot in the middle. But people who are very analytical sometimes have a really hard time connecting with the really emotional people if they don't have that balance inside themselves already. So this may not be anybody's fault if this fails, just to be fair. But the emotional pull on you, I almost feel like they keep trying to tell you, or they keep trying to send energy your way, kind of like you're doing more than you possibly are expected to do, more than you're required to do, and you still can't overcome this because it's not you. You can do a lot about fixing this, fixing that, fixing yourself, but you can't fix somebody else. You know what I mean? If somebody has emotional differences from you, we're never going to say emotional problems. We'll say emotional differences. And you don't know about them, and it's just not it's just not a part of who you are. It's just not. It's not your fault. You know what I mean? Because I do feel like you care, but there's like this block. You're like, I don't understand what they want from me. I keep getting that energy on your side too. Like, I don't know what they really want from me. I think I'm doing what they want, and then they just don't seem happy. They say do this, do that. I get all that done with flying colors. They're still not happy. I don't know what they want from me. I don't know if I don't even know if it's attainable. You're being your authentic self, and you are going above and beyond trying to make this work out. It may not have anything to do with you. I keep getting that. Like, you're going above and beyond. You want this to succeed. You got the Emperor here with you. You're trying your best. And you're like, I'm going to have control of this. I am going to succeed. The thing is, it's like trying to fix something and not realizing what's really... It's kind of like trying to fix the current of the water and not realizing what's going on below the current that's causing it. Or, like, it's kind of like... trying to be okay. I don't know. It's like you don't understand what the current is around you, but there's no way you would. It's just not. It's like if you don't swim and you don't like to swim and not realizing the current of the water is creating situations in front of you. You know what I mean? It's something like that. It's really getting convoluted. It's up to them. Whoever this is you're dealing with, it's up to them to figure out what's really going on, and they have to figure out their own issues. I do think this could get better, but I do feel like it's on them. I don't even know what you're supposed to do about it. Because again, I keep getting anything you could have done, you have done. Leo is not shy, and you will speak. I have not known a shy Leo. I haven't. I can't think of one I've known that was shy. I've known some that were reserved at first, but when you get to know them, they're not shy. How's that? I've known some of those. Yeah, no. Leo, you communicate. So it's not even like you're not saying what you're thinking. You are saying what you think. You are trying to help. You're trying to participate. There's only so much you can do. You can't do everything. No matter how much energy you do have, and I know you have boatloads of it, but you still can't do everything. You can't help them feel better about themselves. They have to do that. You can't make them talk about what's really bothering them or what they're really feeling if they don't want to. You can't. They'll tell you what they think you want to hear. That's what'll happen. If you try to push them into a corner and try to force them to tell you what they're feeling, they'll literally tell you what they think you want to hear. That's not going to help you either. That's what happens, by the way. Because I can feel this off to the sides that kind of like, oh, I can make them tell me what they feel. You really can't. Sorry, I'm going to argue with you on that one. But you can tell, they'll tell you what they think you want to hear. That's where that will go. So I won't even bother with it. But, however, what's going to move this forward is them figuring out and really talking about what's really bothering them and realizing that they have to do some work to try to fix it. I almost feel like that's really the hardest part of this. I can see where this is really a challenge for Leo when you can't fix it. And I feel like that's what this reading is all about. It's not about you. You've done anything and everything you could. You could even try to force them to speak their mind and their emotions, but I'm warning you, they will literally tell you what they think you want to hear. No matter how I'm telling you, it's going to go that way, but it's up to them. They have to come forward to their center. They have to do some work on themselves. And it's either one of two things. Again, either it's them and they have to fix it, or maybe, just to be fair, this connection with this person, you just don't match. Sometimes people just don't match. I've seen a lot of people who really do care about each other, and they try to make it work as long as possible, but at some point, like, you ever heard those relationships that are like, we're better off as friends, or, less is more? If I see them once every 2 or 3 months, I'm happier. One of those, you know what I mean? Sometimes you can really like somebody, really care about somebody, especially when it's a family thing, where there's certain people you just don't get along with, but you do care what happens to them. It might be one of those things. But it's on them. I feel like that's what they want you to get from this, though. Kind of like, don't hold yourself down. Realize you did everything you could, and just let them figure it out on their own time. Maybe backing off a little bit might be the best thing. Where's my dice? Right in front of me. You got the person holding a heart and the Six of Swords. It's actually the man holding a heart, but I don't know why I said person, but I guess it doesn't matter. Whatever gender. Alright, so the Magician and the Six of Pentacles. You gotta back off so that they can figure it out on their own. The Magician is actually having control, but the thing is you have the control to back up and let them kind of do it on their own. That's what you have control over. That can be the hardest thing to have control over. To step back and to not push forward, to not get everything done, to not try to do everything, to let them, or even leave it for them, to do it themselves. To make them come forward to you and to not go forward towards them. That can be the hardest thing to have control over, because you just want to get it done. Especially Leo, let me just do it. I don't want to wait, let me just do it, let me just do it, let me just do it. Instead of doing that, the hardest thing to do, maybe even for a Leo, is to be like, I'm not going to do that. I'm just not going to do that. I'm not even going to say anything to them about it. That's even harder. I'm not going to tell them to do it even. I'm one, not going to do it. I'm two, I'm not even going to tell them to do it. I'm going to let them figure it out. That can be really hard for Leo. Let me know in the comments if I'm wrong, because if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But, because Leo likes to get it done. They don't, like, you don't want to sit there and wait. Like, do it. If I can't do it, then you need to do it. It's like, it's hard not to communicate that. Like, listen, just do it. But to, like, not do it and to not say anything, that can be a lot. It can be heavy. But that's maybe what this situation needs for it to really heal and go forward, because there's these cards that are waiting to happen. They need to figure out what's going on here, and they need to come to their own personal center. They'll have the Chariot and the Lovers cards. And this energy really does work for me, because it's kind of like figuring out what's really going on with them, really figuring out why they're having a hard time with this. And then they can really start being happy with their own life, and if they're happy with their own life, then they can be happy with you. It's kind of like that old saying, you can't love somebody else if you can't love yourself. You know what I mean? You can't be happy with somebody else if you're not happy with yourself. As long as they're unhappy with themselves, there will always be a point of contention, no matter what you do. They have to figure it out, and that's the best way to do it from what I'm getting from this reading. General reading, I know. Alright, I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below with the same email. Thank you again for watching, and have a great day.